So they're recording us. I can record too. So it's fine.
Okay.
If you could just repeat what happened with the doctor, please, because this is critical.
Okay, so basically, the doctor just said he was going to report us for neglect if we didn't take the K-12 vaccine, which I said no. I looked into it. Not only is it against my religious beliefs, but I don't vaccinate my children. We're holistic, and they're all healthy and strong. And that vaccine specifically gives kids autism. I don't want to take it. And also, we're switching hospitals because every single time that we call in here, it's always requested that we take it. We've already said it multiple times that we will not take this vaccine and that we don't vaccinate our children, so please give us the paper to sign. And they said, oh, it's okay. But then anytime we went there, they would pressure us. Basically, when we were in that room, pressure us, and that's why the last appointment, my wife didn't even want to go there. She said, can you go there because I don't even want to handle it because they're going to just pressure this vaccine on us again. So I went to them, and then the last time I went to them, I said, listen, I don't need to show you proof of where they've been because we're switching them, and I don't have to show you proof. My child's healthy. I brought him here myself to be seen. And then he said, well, and then as soon as I said we're changing doctors and we're not taking that vaccine, then his whole, just the way his demeanor, the way he was talking changed. He said, well, where has he been seen? Because we don't have a record. I said, well, I'm changing them. I'll give that information to the new doctor because I'm not going to keep going through this abuse of you trying to force me to take this vaccine for my son, which I've told you many times that it's not going to happen. And he said, okay, well, I'm going to have to file a report as a mandated reporter unless you give me history of your son or unless you take this vaccine. And I said, what? Absolutely not. And I stood my ground, and I told him, call the police right now, call whoever you need to call right now, or check my son out. I'm leaving. And then he got the superior in there. I forget what her name was. She came in there, and she tried to calm the situation down between me and the doctor, and I guess explain his side of things. And I said, no, I will not vaccinate my child. And then they said, okay, well, we'll check him. We'll give you the bill of health. And then they did that. They checked him. They gave the bill of health, and then they let us go.
The irony of this story is that you said that the doctor checked out that the baby was otherwise fine. So that's what's really key here.
And then basically, I don't know, a couple of days or weeks from then, the harassment started with DCF.
At that point, you said to DCF, no, thank you. We don't need your services. You leave us alone.
I told them specifically, I don't consent, nor do I want a contract with your agency. Please leave me alone. I mean, I must have said that I don't know how many times, repeatedly saying, I don't want a contract, I don't consent.
So they said they needed to lay eyes on the children. That's an old trick of theirs.
Yeah, they used one child to get to all of them.
We need a home visit. Is that the word they used? Home visit?
Yes, as
Okay.
they
And
were banging them.
and you said what?
I said, my children are 100% healthy. I don't consent and I don't contract with you. And I don't want to in the future. Please leave me alone.
Okay. And so then they started surrounding the house and harassing you, and you all felt frightened because, police coming. You said they texted you and you said, leave it in the mailbox. I know what it's about. What did you think it was about?
Well, I thought it was a home visit because they kept doing that for weeks. I thought it was just them just continuing what they were doing.
Well, that makes it even worse. You were never properly served. You were getting away from the heat because you were sick and tired of the harassment, didn't even know about it. I mean, you have a right to travel anywhere in the country with your children.
Yeah.
Get an ex parte judgment that says that the state can take care and protection. Maybe in imminent danger, maybe if a child's been harmed, maybe if a child is very, very sick. But in this situation, where the doctor confirmed the baby was fine and you knew all the other children were fine too, outrageous.
When we brought our son to the emergency room, which is literally the exact opposite of neglect, is like, hey, I don't like the way his breathing sounds. Let me take him to the emergency room. My wife stayed with him overnight there. That doctor is also a mandated reporter. Checked him, made sure he was okay, sent him home the next day. Why didn't that doctor report it? Because he was not neglected. Another thing too that I just is beyond me is just if my kids were truly neglected, and I mean they literally persecuted me to a different state across this country, and it at no point did they issue a Amber Alert, and I really feel like they did that to protect themselves. Because if my child really was neglected or my children were in imminent danger, why didn't they issue an Amber Alert? Why were 15 to 20 pistols pointed at my children and me? I mean, I literally walked out of the place we were staying, praying to God, like, God, if this is my last day, like, please protect my children.
Oh my.
Had just 20 guns pointed at me and my family. We didn't know that was my last day or not. Like,
I'm astonished that you've been torn apart from your family for this length of time, and I'm shocked at the judge's position of the high bail. But there are a lot of people saying they want to contribute to help you out. So this is just cruel and unusual punishment, unwarranted punishment.